So plants are an option, an alternative.
Oh, absolutely.
using mulch.
Yes, they
My
can cover
favorite.
ground very fast too.
Hey, you found us. My name is Art.
I'm Kendahl.
And Matt,
We're here to talk about
Plants.
and mulch.
Mulch is pretty when it's fresh.
Yes.
And a lot of people love that look. They like that fresh look. So
Even the
sometimes
smell.
they do. It does smell good.
icing on the cake
It
look.
does. But then sometimes we tend to like want to put a fresh layer down and a fresh layer down and a fresh layer down.
So we've
Yes, and we just keep adding, so it just kind of compacts and it gets heavy, and it can actually be detrimental to our plants.
That's why with mulch, I do feel like just raking out. Sometimes you get an extra flip on the season. of it.
Precisely. Just flip it over. And rock is great too because it's a single. You put it down once and you're done. It's rather permanent.
But it's not no maintenance.
It is not. It is not.
No maintenance.
It gets trash in there. It's really hard to rake it.
It is, and
Yeah.
we can have weed problems. So if we want to hit our wall worthy.
It suppresses weeds.
Okay,
But yeah, let's go wallward.
we're
Yeah.
gonna go
What do we got?
wall worthy today.
Because I think they go hand in
wow.
hand.
This seems
No debate.
No,
this seems appropriate with our discussion for today. So this is wonderful. It's amazing because water can get down through there. It's a porous material and it really does keep the weeds out. However, once we put that mulch on top of this, weed seeds can certainly germinate in mulch. They can germinate in a crack in the sidewalk. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
wherever
what
there's
they do.
enough nutrients for them to grow.
That's what
This,
they do.
You'll end up with that 8 inches. Is that about how deep you bury this?
No,
6 inches?
this is actually just put on a top layer.
So you plant through this.
That's correct. You slice it.
slice, cut holes,
mhm.
plant through. Yep.
So when you go to a place and they've got 6 to 8 inches above this, that's literally the mulch
That has
buildup.
built up. Yes, yes.
And
And,
it's
the
like
plant debris
it's
will
like
break down
it's a
over time.
weed
And that's
Oh yeah,
mat.
it's perfect.
It's like a whole mat of
Beautiful
weeds.
compost for seeds. You just
But
come on up through.
that's too much mulch. That's just that really actually stunts the growth of all the plants in the beds.
That's
So,
why I feel like this landscape fabric is a definite for me for rock.
absolutely
It's a definite.
because that rock can settle into the ground.
It can.
And then you go, man, I've put all that rock
Mulch,
down.
I see use for it. Me personally, I don't. I go with another wall-worthy, if anyone remembers, was the preen.
Pre.
Right.
I really go a little bit more of that chemical side, whereas maybe not necessary for all of it is a plant option, such
Yeah, let's get to
as
that. Well, let's vote. Wallworthy?
oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely,
Yes.
wall-worthy,
Yeah.
sold.
So plants are an option, an alternative.
Oh, absolutely.
using-
Yeah,
mulch.
yes, they
My
can cover
favorite.
ground very fast too.
They can't. The word ground cover, I mean, they're going. They're going to cover some ground. Some are faster and more aggressive than others. This is kind of nice. These are Mondo grass varieties. And they're actually a little bit on the slow side, but once they get established, they make a really nice dense mat. So
They
dwarf
do.
Mondo, regular Mondo, black Mondo. Here it is in flower, and here's some berries
Slower
on it.
one, but still a good option.
This
definitely.
is one of my favorites, and we grow it here
Yep.
too. This is Goldilocks.
Lismachia.
Lismachia, Malaria aurea. So this is an evergreen.
Very easy to propagate yourself. Very
Yes.
easy. You know, it's
and
a really good one.
bright color. The more sun it's in, the brighter the gold color gets. And
I've
it-
had one under a little bit of shade and it's almost green.
yeah.
Doesn't catch much sunlight
Oh, but
anymore at all.
it's just a great
It
plant.
still is. I don't have to put down any mulch.
All of these that we're sharing are evergreen.
Right?
Ajuga, yeah.
Is it a variegated type?
It is, isn't that
Okay.
pretty? So ajuga has it's a stoloniferous plant like strawberry, so it's going to send out a runner and root right in. Beautiful little spikes of purple flowers in the
Yeah.
springtime.
Incredible.
Move around.
Lovely plant and tough as
Yeah.
nails. You can stomp all over that guy. This is a neat little plant. It's called Blue Star Creeper, Isotoma. This is an evergreen and it gets little blue flowers on it many months of the year, except of course when we're trying to show you the pretty little blue flowers.
Right.
But it's a great little ground cover, and that's one of our favorites.
Some sedum? Or hens and chicks?
Hens and
Yeah,
chicks,
just your
exactly.
regular.
Hens and chicks.
Yep.
And you can see how he grows. He also sends out these little
Right.
runners, and he just sends out little baby plants. But
More for a drier area?
yes, definitely for a drier
Right?
area and sun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which, so there's options for everything. Like I think you said some shade, you know, a little
Absolutely.
bit in the in-between.
Absolutely.
Sun and dry.
Absolutely. So, we're gonna
We're
go.
kind of on a scale of a large area to a smaller area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about using the herbicide? None of it likes herbicide, but preen.
Safe.
Preen is awesome.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
that is a great product because you put it down after you've planted everything, about every 12 weeks. It's water activated, and it really does suppress weed seeds from germinating. Won't touch a weed that's growing, but
Correct.
it keeps them from germinating.
Also, after time, these will get filled in enough that they themselves become weed suppression,
that's
which is
the
the
idea.
best. That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Such as a great.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. Is that what you ready to run?
Is that amazing?
Ready to run.
Man, that's a fantastic ground cover for
It
You
is.
don't want to walk on this.
No, true.
Not like some.
Good point. Because some ground covers have much more impact, but this is not an impact-resistant one. But it's great, especially for walls.
Blue
trying to
Pacific.
cover-
Oh, Cascade. Blue Pacific juniper. Awesome plant. Man, this is a great plant. Grows like crazy. That's one of the toughest plants I know.
Even during a drought, kind of gives a blue
as
tint.
damn.
Yep.
This is another friend from our side of the table, and this is a Cephalotaxis Harringtonia prostrata.
Yeah, that's
Is
a
this
good-
Utopia?
No,
not.
this is Harringtonia prostrata. So this really
Right.
spreads as a ground cover, and he really prefers to be shaded from the hot afternoon sun. Great plant, spreads out, cascading. I'll keep him over
Yeah,
here.
that seems like a little
my
shade.
side of the table.
Whereas,
You take care of your son.
yep, well, yeah, so bring it over there. Few blooms left here, getting a little bit late in
Yeah.
the season, but is this old tried and true? The Verbena Homestead Purple?
Love this plant because it comes into bloom before most things do in the
Right.
landscape. It's coming on, golly, like by Easter, like March, end of March. It's just like bling bling, starting to come out and do its happy little.
Keeps on going. Usually nice thick leaves here. Also, again, one you don't want to walk on, but still very good ground cover with a nice show of good flowers.
This could spread 5 foot easy.
Yes.
One plant.
And the deer don't really like verbena.
No, which
Much
is
more deer resistant.
really good news.
Another
for,
plus.
That's another thing. Most of
Another
these,
plus.
what are the deer going to eat?
No, so
so
far,
yeah,
so
looking
far we're
good.
doing really good.
Yeah.
Let's look at some plant pics.
Okay,
We're going to
let's do
see
it.
some of these in our pictures. First of all, mulch, 250.
There you go.
50 a bag.
So,
This is why we need to do something,
Yes.
right?
it
Exhibit
is.
A.
It is. So
Lovely
either
plants.
Especially after a wet season, we're looking at some nutgrass.
I think this is the same place, Kendall.
it is, and they're beautiful plants. I mean, hydrangeas and Laura petalum, and it's really quite lovely. But boy,
So
there you go.
that's what we want. Nice,
Yeah.
clean look. I think that's the right choice in that situation. You don't want
It is.
these as ground
It
cover.
would, this would be
Boom.
distracting.
That's right.
That's perfect. Gets the job done.
This
Ooh.
is
Pine
with
straw?
the pine straw.
Yes, it is.
I think that's a great choice.
Maybe
right
some
there.
azaleas under there.
More pine straw.
Yes.
Yep. That's another.
Looks really
that
sharp.
looks good. Clean. And
Because you've got pine trees there, right?
yes.
Doesn't that make sense?
It does. It flows with it. It does. So
Very
easy for
pretty.
cleanup.
So this is a little both situations going on here. So
You're
they're
right.
they're using the liriope to cover a lot of space here because that's a quick clump forming plant, low growing plant, and they have mulched it. So interesting.
Blue Pacific.
There's our guy.
It looks a little wild.
It
It does not
definitely-
give you that neat and tidy.
No.
No, but I think it works with that landscape because it's a coastal look. Oh, this is a great.
Probably Percumbens Nano.
It is Procumbens Nano.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is. We got several shots of this.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on to the right hand side.
Okay,
The
so
fresh planted hedgerow.
they planted those crepe myrtles very high. So I'm guessing
Yeah.
they were large when they were installed, and so that was probably the.
And they'll live.
Oh sure, they're great, but they've kind of mulched
Yeah.
up the tree a little bit there. So,
I guess they're gonna grow grass there, or maybe put some more plants in. I don't know.
I'm hoping for plants. Oh, here we go. Ooh. Okay.
Got a few plants, mulch, and not much else.
Yeah.
The Builder Special. Is it 6? Yeah, it should be 6. 6. 2 uprights,
Six. Yeah.
4 bushes.
Yeah. So it's just
Perfect.
asking. It's just a place looking for some ground cover. It's screaming for some. Okay, so
Oh.
That's what you go?
Well, no.
no. This is
No,
our.
that's- Is that jasmine?
What's your jasmine?
Asiatic
That's
jasmine
jasmine.
with ligustrum in the middle.
That's this thing
I'm
right
guessing?
here?
No.
It's an Asiatic jasmine. It's not the Confederate jasmine. It's an Asiatic jasmine that sincerely they could have.
That's going to be
planted-
aggressive.
They could have planted one, and you can
Yeah.
see what's happening. It is actually choking out. It's choking out the trees.
So what time of year was this?
It's
taken?
choking out the shrubs. This was taken in the late summer because there's still
So
a
those
flush of
trees are
growth
dead.
on
That's
there.
that was weird. So
Those trees are done.
Zelkova, possibly.
They're done. Yes, they're
Dead.
not
Yep.
happy. It's they put in so
have to
much
trim a
Asiatic
lot.
jasmine that they're trimming it with like a weed whacker.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
it's you can see it growing through the gold mops.
Yeah.
So that's maybe a situation where we didn't need so much ground cover.
Just make sure you have space for it if you're going to use it. You don't worry. A little bit too big for the current application.
It's got,
Killing the shrub.
and
it's
it's a
a-
maintenance nightmare.
It is out of control. Now this is an interesting. I really like this because there's
Like this. As an example.
as an example
Okay.
to show that there's so much mulch here. I think that actually they buried some of the laripe.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's deep, and that
was-
is
Who
some,
knows what you'd find? In
Yeah.
yeah. You might find some
Metal
bikes
detector
and
here.
all kinds of good stuff.
This one
Ooh.
takes the cake.
Yeah, that's a great.
Come on,
What
you
is
made
going
that.
on
You
here?
did that.
No,
You
What?
did that.
What is going
Come
on?
on.
it was perhaps at a business that was at the end of the season, and they had a few bags of leftover mulch, so they just
You're serious. Okay.
somebody said go put them out there in the parking lot, and that's what they did. They just so that is pretty
I've
deep.
never seen
I'm gonna-
that.
I
I'm
know.
gonna say
I
that's-
think Kendall was dumping those at
No.
night for this.
This was a solid 3 feet tall. I mean, it's awesome.
What's it look like now? They must have scraped it off and had to throw it out.
It looks pretty similar, actually.
All right. Well,
Um,
well,
And it's only $2.
yeah.
now
just- yeah.
it's gone to $2 now. It's just
So thanks.
Interesting.
Send us in your photos.
please do.
Yes, especially after some of those, you can tell we love our photos.
That's right.
they're very enjoyable.
And we'll send you a T-shirt like what Kendall's wearing.
Yes.
Yep.
Something cool.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Inside voices when we look at an indoor plant.
Here you go, guys.
Can you
Okay.
see it?
So
What do we have?
this, interestingly,
Look at that.
I was.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
color.
This is really fun because this is used.
Is this dying?
No, this is
color?
this is a peacock spike moss. So it's a Selaginella, which actually,
I love the name.
this is
It's fun to say.
One more
This-
time.
Selaginella.
Selaginella, not Stella.
Yeah.
So this
Selaginella.
actually, you guys, this is actually a ground cover. I have this in my yard. So that's why I selected that this week because you see it sold a
That's
lot
a good one.
as a foliage plant used inside. Beautiful, but look at the color on it. Is that intense?
So again, not
it
temperature
evergreen?
related.
No.
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 Not
what it
drought.
does.
Yeah, that's
the-
great.
It starts out, the new growth starts
That's
out
a good one.
green. Isn't
Yeah,
that
that's a good
beautiful?
one.
Then it goes kind of a turquoisey and it gets
Shouldn't
these
even grow that.
bronze
That's a good one.
colors. But isn't it lovely? But this is a ground cover, and I don't know, I started seeing it around, people selling it as a
Yep.
foliage plant, as a house plant. I said, well, darn, that's in my yard growing as a ground cover. So there you go.
Well, we're lucky.
Yes,
Yeah, that's a good one.
we are lucky. But you can grow it as a beautiful house plant or as a ground cover.
I don't know why. Well, I guess that looks kind of cool. I think looking down on it, it's
Yeah.
much
More
Yes.
interesting.
attractive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's an
Yes.
it's an interesting
looks a
hanging
little
basket.
ratty from
It
the
does.
side.
but then
It does.
yep.
It
Cool.
does.
Selaginella.
That one has been enjoying life
Selaginella.
outside.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, great.
Enjoy it.
All right, that's
a
what
good
we got
one.
for this week.
That's it.